It's been building time. Building, building buildings. Yeah. And I haven't been filming this at all. I've just been kind of getting it done. Buildings were done by somebody else in our group. And what I've done is done a light install. So let me show you what I have here, and what I've been using are just these. Brand doesn't really matter, but they're just lights on a spool like that, and they cut off of here every 3 LEDs. This is a 12-volt system. I'll show you what it looks like. I have this plugged in. It's a 12-volt power supply, and I've just soldered on 3 lights there, connected up. That's what it looks like. And then I take these and I attach them inside the buildings. Except, as you can see, all of these buildings have multiple floors, especially this big hotel. And so what I've done is I've put individual floors in there. Let's light the hotel up and show you what that does. Oh, and I just created this plug with a couple of ends on it there so that I can attach it. Ta-da! Let there be light. Now, this particular building, you'll notice there's yellow lights here, white lights here. You can see some of these have got curtains in them. Some are clear, some are blacked out. If you look at the rear looks like that. Side looks like that. What I've done, if you look inside here, see, here's the strip light, and it's in there, and I've used some of this to my acrylic clear stuff. I've just put a little bit over, which gives you more of a yellow color than the white color, and I've just used some black cardboard. This is poster board that you can pick up from this is Staples, and I laid that in. You can see there's a cross in here, and again, that's that's just the poster board, and I put that in so when you look in, you don't see all the way through. And so there's that building. That one's now ready to go. So we'll put that off to the side. And we have this little building. Now, I'm not going to light it up because I glued in this guy here. And when I glued it in, I couldn't attach the wiring here because I had to wait for this to dry. But you can see what I did here with the wiring is I've put solder pads on, and with the wire itself, I just bent the wire, a little bend in it there. The little bend just will solder onto there. And similarly with this guy, you can see there's the same thing. Now this one and this one, I only have a dividing panel right here. So the upper lights will light this and this, the lower lights will light that. I can show you that. So you can see the upper lights light both floors. And this one you can see all the way through. I didn't put a cross in it. It's a bit of a pain and a lot of work to do them, so I didn't. And besides, this building goes further back. Similarly with this one. although it's only 2-story. You see I got the upper one in there, the lower one, those lights aren't attached. And there's, you know, some shades there, some there. And I might put a cross in there, we'll see. And I got one more. Where's my other building? My building went awry. You can see there's nothing in there yet. And because it's the last one to be worked on. You can see there's 3 different floors. I've glued in this little piece here so that the cardboard piece will just glue against that. And I'm going to have to go in and paint that black so you can't, it'd be hard to see it anyway, but you could. The issue is, especially with something like this, when you do this, the roof was already glued in, except it was a bit loose for whatever reason. I'm not sure if it was brand glue or whatever, so I was able to remove it and do that. This one, the roof's in good and firm, so I can't remove it. So I'm going to have to take a strip and glue it way down in there. And then, because it's so narrow, I'm just doing the one extra black piece of cardboard in there. And yeah, as I say, I need to get around and paint that. These guys, the buildings came on top. Because I was coming down, I was able to push this down more. And the other thing that you can do is, once the light's in there, is you can look for light bleed. Light bleed will be if you haven't sealed everything properly. And if I look at this one, for example, I can see there's a little, just a tiny bit of light bleed there, that corner, and a little bit there. So I can cover that up with paint easily enough. In fact, what I did, you can see there's paint around there as if somebody had gone ahead and done some painting. This one, looks like this. And there's there's a little light bleed in that corner. So I'll just use some thick paint and drop it in there. And for this one, seeing as I have no light, if I want to test it, I can use my test strip, which looks like this. I can just put it up there. I can tell there's no light bleed, but you see how white that is compared to the others. So I'm going to finish working on this one, get some painting done, and take it from there. Okay, so here's the little cardboard piece that'll fit in there. I'm not going to put it in because I can't get it out once I put it in. So that's going to go like that. Now this building is going to go on the layout like, let me double check here, the color there, like that. So I want to use this here as the drop point for my wiring. So make sure that fits okay, make sure that fits okay. It's going to go like that. And what we'll do is cut the corner off on this guy so that the wiring can fit through. And then is I should be able to put a bend in it so I can get underneath there. But before I do that, we're just going to fill in on these two guys. I'll show you how I do that. Hook up the light. So I can see where the light bleed is. We'll get some thick black acrylic paint. So it comes out in a big blob like that. Go through here, look for light bleed, and then we can get a big blob of paint. And just blob it in there. The idea is this emulates tarring that would happen on a roof to get rid of leaks. Although that would be light water leaks, not light leaks. And we go ahead and apply the paint into the corners here. It dries relatively quickly, but I give it overnight to dry anyway. Then pick up the next building and go ahead and do the same thing. Wherever I can see light coming through, just glob on a little bit of paint, and when that dries, it'll create a light. So now we take this, grab a pair of pliers, and we do this. Don't want to break it, we just want to create a little bit of a J there. Then I can take this and I can paint along the top of the white piece here. Okay, just looking in to see if I can see any white. Not really, so that'll now have to dry. So I've done all of those. I'm going to go clean off my little palette here because I'm done with it.